Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Paradise. You're listening to Hugh Hendry, the acid capitalist, whispering like an angel into your third ear from my hideaway home in St. Bart's. The sun is stroking the sea right now, and I've got something wild to tell you today. But before we dive in, let's take a moment. No, it's not the acid breathe. I want to say, if you're enjoying the ride, then I would invite you to support my little show. Find me on Substack or Patreon, where I drop acid-laced essays on economics, culture, and market metaphysics. Follow me on X for real-time riffs and irreverence. And of course, my dear friends, if you're bold enough, join me for the Acid Capitalist, the Summer Camp 3.0, August the 17th. The ultimate gathering of the iconoclasts, the curious, and the cosmically inclined. But who would have thought I'd make it to the third summer camp? And yet, here I am. What a blessed occasion these gatherings have become. Madcap, adventurous, tinged with chaos, but always sublime. A modern day brotherhood of iconoclasts, daring enough to venture to the extremes and find St. Bart's, a place where less than 1% of those who could come ever do. This is not a retreat, my people, it's a rite of passage. 3 days and nights, maybe longer. A theatre in Gustavia becomes our conference pulpit. A speedboat picnic. Long, languorous lunches at Langurious to eat langoustine, lunches at beachside restaurants, rosé flowing like conversation. But what binds it all together is proximity. Proximity to me and to each other, to the wonderful talismans, the brilliant thinkers, the bold creators who show up each year and cast their magic over all of us with rare kindness and deep insight. There are dinners at my house, Maison Blanc Bleu, one-on-one sessions with me. Tell me your wildest dreams, your maddest desires. I want to hear everything. This is your chance. Go on. And then there's the blow-off party, the island's most notorious event. Last year, over 300 guests showed up. Locals, legends, lunatics. It was beautiful. There's much more I could say, but I'll leave you with this one thing. Come as a stranger. Leave as a dear friend. So ladies and gentlemen, maybe one day I will see you in paradise. Now then, pour yourself something cold, turn the dial down on your anxiety, and let me read you a wild chapter from Derek Wallis's book, Occupy a Job on Wall Street. It's a roller coaster memoir of his time as execution trader at Soros Fund Management. The book is an acid capitalist delight. This chapter is called Gasoline Stripper, but I call it The Last Scotsman on Wall Street. September 2006, and things are starting to ache a little. My body was once bulletproof, but now it's blinking. I used to drink all night, rise at 5 a.m, and trade all day like a feral cat, caffeine for blood. But last week, I missed my alarm. I dozed off during lunch. Worse still, I dozed off during lunch. Do you know what that reminds me? Sorry, hi, it's Hugh. I'm back. But, okay, tales from, not Wall Street, but Edinburgh. I remember when I started as an investment analyst and you'd go to lunch with companies and you drink wine at 12:30. I was like 21. You drink like lots of white wine for the starter, red wine, and more red wine with chocolate pudding. It's pretty tough to concentrate. I remember one time, one of my peers came back, and we were on the Japanese desk, which was really, really dull. And he put his head down just for a moment. That sucker, he never woke up. He fell into a deep funk, into a deep sleep. So anyway, when Derek writes this, being drunk at work, it's not as easy as it used to be. I know what he's talking about. So I told Billy Irish, that mad prophet of the street, and he told me I had to speak with Laura. Now, Laura was a sales trader, sharp as a scalpel, trained in psychology, and a kind of Mother Teresa for all the degenerates on the street. We agreed to meet at a midtown bar called Snafu. You know, you get it, situation normal, all fucked up. Now, Laura was, she was working, and she was entertaining three mutual fund traders that evening. Now, you got to understand, mutual funds were the gods back then, and stockbrokers, they entertained them like thieves robbing banks. Why? Because that's where the money was. Hedge funds like me, we were red-headed stepchildren. We were tolerated, mostly frowned upon. We were yet to make our mark on history. But the mutual fund guys, they arrive with swagger, cock and bluster. I emphasize cock. Within 5 minutes, one of them drops the C-bomb. I mean, who does that? The C-bomb in front of a lady. Imagine, who does that? Actually, I don't do that. But it reminds me, again, it's me, sorry, it's Hugh, hello. And I'm back in Edinburgh. I'm reminiscing. When I was an analyst, not on Wall Street yet, but I remember, again, I'm drinking wine. I'm at the hotel. I'm with the company. The company was a shoemaker. I think it was called Dolcis. I'm making this up. I have no idea what it was called. I drank so much wine. I know it wasn't Steve Madden. That was a different animal entirely. I mean, imagine a British stock market listed shoe company. How long ago was this? Poor business for sure, but great management, real characters, and one dropped multiple C-bombs in the gilded dining room of the glorious the Balmoral Hotel, situated on Edinburgh's Royal Mile. Class. Somehow, I just loved that guy. Anyway, sorry. Back to Wall Street in 2006. So Laura is what? She's 6 foot tall, Philly born. She's hot, and she's as hard as tax season. She leans in to the dude. She's calm, but she's lethal. What did you just say, motherfucker? And the idiot, I mean, what does an idiot do? The idiot repeats it. Big mistake. Because she headbutts him. Right on the top, the bridge of the nose. Drops him. He stumbles up. He's grinning. He's bleeding. I think I'm in love, he says. Twat, I think. The evening continues. We all head to a strip club. Of course we do. It was that era, Jordan Belfort, Wolf of Wall Street, and all the brokers wined and dined mutual fund clients with strippers, coke, and tax-deductible debauchery. Lap dances for everyone. Laura, she's got 2 strippers on her lap. I mean, what can I say? She is the Mother Teresa of Wall Street. And she turns to the guy that she just Glasgow kissed earlier, and she says, "You having a good night, Sparky?" And he nods like a lapdog. And she grabs his shirt. She rips it open. Buttons flying like equity valuations being discarded by Kathy Woods. I don't know. So now he has to go home to his wife, bleeding, glittery, shirtless, and soaked in eau de stripper. Now, apart from the wife and the strippers, that actually sounds very much like my average Sunday at Nikki Beach. Now, that guy, that's Scotty, not me, sorry. Scotty, not me. I'm Hugh, or I'm Jean-Hugues Hendrix. in French, if you must. But Scotty, he is the only Scot on Wall Street. He's a walking liability. The type of dude that can't tell if he's gone an inch too far or a mile. But mostly, it's the latter. Scotty stumbles out of the strip club. He's still bleeding. He's still reeking of eau de stripper. And he sees his car, finds the keys, and he congratulates himself. Look at me, I'm going home early. Drunk driving? I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to say something. I'll say nothing. Okay, I recently, my new car? My beautiful black Land Rover. I recently pinged the front while I was attempting to escort a very pretty French damsel. I was trying to take her home to her villa in Saint-Jean. Bad GPS, amazing legs, bad timing. Anyway, back to Scotty. Scotty had been arrested for drunk driving before, and he told the HR department that he was. This just don't make sense. He told me he was making strawberry daiquiris in the car, and somehow he kept his job. Just don't believe Scotty sometimes. Anyway, he weaves his way through the tunnel. He's heading home to New Jersey when he stops at a gas station for cigarettes. And then it hits him like a steam train. His wife, long suffering, but now she's got postnatal psychosis. And oh boy, she's going to be ready. She's primed to unleash upon Scotty. And of course, he does smell like a herd of strippers. So he's in the gas station. He's like, what is stronger than stripper scent? Gasoline. Brilliant, he thinks. And he smears fuel on his neck, spritzes his hand, sprays his crotch like a man possessed. Drives home, reeking like a proton bomb. Lights up. Can you believe this? He lights up a cigarette and poof, he catches fire. Rose stumbles out of the car, gets up the stairs like he's summiting Everest in flip-flops, hits the door handle with his chin. All he wants is unconsciousness. Tries to sneak into the bedroom, but of course his wife flicks on the light. Honey, hello, love. I gotta go trade Europe. He swings his jacket back on, turns, and smacks his head straight into the doorway, knocks himself out. The next day, him and his wife, they had a long walk and an even longer talk. And she decided Wall Street wasn't for him. And that, my dear listener, is why there are no Scots on Wall Street. Until next time, keep the flame alive, but maybe skip the petrol. Yours with great, great love from the sunny, sublime St. Bart's, Hugh Hendry, Chief Psychonaut, the Acid Capitalist. Be well, my friends. Until the next time. Bisous.